Well, I got it on camera. It works. Just when our child is deciding not to behave.
Let's did it again.
Really?
Mm.
Holy shit. So it does work. Maybe I just needed to pick a better time to ask them. I've been asking them for over a week to turn on that cat ball. Well, we're considering that part of the podcast. Look, guys. Look, it works. That means I can make more. Yay! Give me a second. I gotta adjust everything. So you're gonna hear animals probably. We have tried our best to put the baby to bed. We also tried our best to get her to like chill out while we're doing all this, and she refuses. So we gave her quiet toys, but that doesn't mean there won't be cat stomping on the stairs, and also any rattle toys that she still has. What?
Again.
I'm so excited. You don't even know. You don't even like. I mean, to some degree maybe, but like this couch isn't touching the wall. We just scooted the couch forward.
Yeah.
And even if it was, we did a bounce test and it still wouldn't. You have to shake that thing. I've shown this already on stream and I think on the last podcast. So I'm really happy that that is capable of turning on. Because I created it in the sense where there should be less false positives. So when it does get triggered, it has to be a spirit messing with it. Because like, unless you have a faulty ball, of course, that's always possible. It should only go off because the spirit knows how to manipulate the battery, or they're truly like smacking it enough for it to go off. Well, thank you. Thank you to whoever actually turned that on. I appreciate it. I haven't been able to... I've checked the cameras every single night, and I've asked every single day since I've made it for them to turn it on.
Interesting that they choose now.
On the podcast when we're officially just saying we're going to start. That's great. I love that.
Fantastic.
So, we're in the intro. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I look rugged because I didn't have time to get myself put together. So, forgive that. But at least I'm showered. Our cat's cracking. The kitten, obnoxious right now, but we're just going to roll with it. So, hopefully by the time it's story time, she will chill out. Because we do have story time tonight. More of like paranormal missing persons cases is our theme of the night. So they are based on true cases that might have some theories. It was actually really hard for me to do the research for it because there's not many cases that are missing persons that never came back. There's a lot of missing persons that like they return and they like survive. But I wanted things to where like they never came back, and it was very hard, very like slim picking.
And we thought this topic would have
seriously, Nova
would have like a lot of options for choice.
Yeah. So I honed it down to something very specific, and I was only able to find a few that were viable enough because it's tough. Like, it's tough. But anyway, let's do some updates first. So, as you can see, I guess this works. Y'all gonna cause us to have to take 4 hours to record instead of the 2 that we already have to do work. Oh my god. Have cats, they say. We're now having intermission time because they already got way too carried away and almost corrupted our file and my computer. You're not supposed to box in your computers. But I have mine up against the stairwell wall. So she stops going behind it, but she still goes behind my computer box and then shuts it off entirely. All right. Big sis and little sis are going to bed now. the fucking topies. The fucking topies. Smitty's just like running up and down the stairs, unsure of what to do because he's the one who behaves now, which is insane considering the fact that he was the troublemaker for the longest time. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, is your thing settled? Because we don't want any more.
Yes.
Okay. So, two cats just got put to bed because that was a huge no-no. Even Nova was trying to get under or behind my tower. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're just trying to do story time here, guys. Should not be that hard. I'm not taking 4 hours to record a 2-hour, maybe 2-hour video. Another thing. I made something. I just went, yeah, Smitty? Come here. Hold on. The sun also wants to say hello to you guys. Come on, baby. The only one who's actually behaving lately.
Minnie, come here, baby.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here. Come on. Okay.
Okay.
I made something. Look how cute. It's a goat. I'm not done yet. I still need to add horns because I want to do extra pair of horns as well. Isn't it cute? It's not my original pattern. It's somebody else's. I don't even think it's their original pattern. I think it's somebody else who might have created it originally. But anyway, it's cute though. It's based off of the Nether in Minecraft, the color scheme. And I think it's adorable. What do you think?
It came out super cute. I love it.
Not done yet, but it's almost there. And I just wanted to show you guys real quick just because why not? Also, I'm an hour late, but happy birthday. Sorry we're recording this so late.
Right, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's his birthday today as we're recording. We got to this super late on it's not even Friday anymore. We're practically recording it on a Saturday.
Right, it's my birthday.
What the fuck you mean, right? It's your birthday.
Forgot all about that, honestly.
We're going to be going to Fujiyama's later. Wait, Fujiyama's?
Yeah.
Fujiyama's later for dinner.
It's like a hibachi steakhouse place.
Yeah. Tasty place. I haven't been, like, we went with my grandmother, but I haven't been before that since, like, I think once for the restaurant version of it in 2019 or 2020. No, I had to been 2019. And then before that, like, since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So. Oh, I have an idea. I'll talk to you about it later about what I want to eat at my birthday. I think I know where I want to go.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it, but I will look it up because I know where it's at. Anyway, so we have paranormal missing persons cases this week. That's what we're doing. And I did it the fancy thing. Look at me. Look at all this research. Look at all this goodness.
Professional.
And any photos that I have relating to each case, I will show while probably at the end or while we're reading. I don't know yet, but it'll be edited in there so you guys can see potential like things to give you a visual, I guess. Because it is a podcast, but it's also like right now we're only doing a visual podcast. You could treat as an audio thing regardless, but like, you know what I mean. We're only on YouTube. Okay, YouTube. That's where we at. And it's quiet up there. So do we just need to start putting Nova to bed with her?
I think so.
Okay. Because all we've got is the big mouth here, and he's usually quiet. So don't you start. You'll go to bed too. Come here, Smitty. The cats are creeping me out. The last 2 weeks, they've been really fixated on our stairwell closet. And we just went in there, and I know there's nothing in there.
Yeah, like we just unpacked everything out of there.
In our last investigation, they were talking about that closet. Our last investigation went really well. We broke through with a spirit back here. There's a carriage up here. She was pretending to be something that she's not. Eventually we got through to them, or through to her, and hopefully that'll be on a better track next time. And then the misogynist guy we mentioned is been confirmed a terrible person and wants to do terrible things to me if he was alive. So that's cool, I guess. Come on, Stink. Come on. There you go, baby. Go ahead, lay down.
That for sure wasn't us this time.
What? Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, they're calming down. Anyway. Oh, this is going to be so hard to edit. I also want to apologize to everybody for the echoing last stream. I don't know what that was about. I have my theories. We have our theories. I'm hoping it was just a tech issue, just because it was a tech issue. And then I noticed some tech issues happening tonight, and hopefully they don't happen again while we're recording. So I apologize if anything's going on that I'm unaware of. We will eventually update everything that we have for our devices and tools when that is in the budget. So I'm just hoping that we get lucky and that doesn't happen as often, because I know for the episode 2 there's going to be an annoying like tinge to when I'm speaking in my microphone, and there was like a robotic weird echo sound earlier, but there's no way for us to check that until after recording. So
yeah,
if anything, if it really does happen, we're gonna have to record the whole thing all over again on like Sunday or something. Wow. That is crazy how much that is happening tonight.
it's like they were like, oh, by the way, here's all this activity you were asking for with this gap ball.
Well, you know what? Now I see why they weren't doing it, because they were like, you know what? When it matters most is when we're going to do it. And I can appreciate that thought process. I can appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for turning that on. You're proving that my trigger item works. Thank you so much. That means I get to make more.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and I can start making like the ideas of turning some into REM pods. I was already planning to make a big clown like after I finish this goat. So like now I'm gonna make the big clown with a cat ball as well. I also want to make like REM pod clowns and K2 clowns and stuff like that. I have like all these ideas about new little buddies. That's basically what they are. Is like they're rebranding of little buddies, because that's what I want to still call them, or something with gesture in it or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I love that.
Little jetties.
No,
No,
I don't
that
know
sounds
if
weird.
that's a bad thing or not.
I don't know if it either.
So excuse that if it is. I hope it's not.
I hope not either.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, my sisters are gone, so I get the center of attention. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping they'll settle down and they're fine. And we don't come back from like a brawling. We don't see those two just freaking brawled it out like crazy. Okay, it's just until this podcast is done filming. We have other devices on as always, so while we are doing our spooky podcast, our spirits can do whatever they would like to be involved if they want to be involved. Kind of like, you know, how we do our live streams. This time it's just capturing any activity happens, seeing if anything we say or do can trigger activity and they want to be involved with it to some degree. Considering this cat ball on this clown going off, which literally makes me so freaking excited right now. I'm so freaking excited.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't think we have any other updates.
I don't think so.
We've been I've been working on this. Oh, I got a printer.
Oh yeah, now you can make
I can
printed
do
art.
Art prints.
You can print out your actual art too.
Yeah. That's what art print, yeah.
What I meant was like instead of like it being in complete digital, you can do like all of it.
Oh, that part. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we have a printer now. It was on sale. It was just a basic, decent Canon, because I like Canon branded things. Printer, and I can make art prints to, you know, at least as big as this paper.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sorry. Oh, it did it again.
Yeah, they're setting it off a lot.
I promise you, there is a gap between us and this wall, and even, I mean, I can try to keep that clip in as long as it's not too messy. Like, I have plopped on this couch before. We have done a whole stream on this couch with this clown here. It's not us touching the wall. And I've even shown on video proof that you have to literally swing it around for it to go off. Because the design of it is like, it's almost like center balanced, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
To where like, you really have to mess with it for it to go off. And that was the whole point of it. Because with the little buddy, oh, thank you. With the little buddy over here on the basket, you could just easily move the doll itself because it's suspended and it will go off. So this, you can move it around a lot more and it won't go off as easily. So when you have it settled and hanging, the idea and the theory is that spirits can come up to it and just mess with the whole doll itself and set it off. And then I want some that are just sitting as well and not suspended, but in a basket against the doll itself. So anyway, that's cool. So whoever's there doing that, thank you. All right, should we just try to jump into it before the cats interrupt again?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna have to like
Minnie, why are you
hold this up like this? All right, y'all. Are you ready for some spooky stories that are actually terrifying and sad? I tried my best. I see it. I tried my best. The first case is not particularly paranormal, but it is very interesting and obviously sad and unsolved. I am not like the best of the best researcher ever in the world, okay? So there are things I had to leave out because there's only so much you can put into reading material. That it's not going to make our podcast like 3 or 4 hours long. And then on top of that, I'm just trying to do my best of like what is factual as possible. Oh my goodness. What? I wonder who's doing that. Factual as possible to what I could find. And I also have sources that will be linked. Sources are printed out. I have backup files and receipts for everything and anything. 'Cause I know some people always want to start issues just because they don't like you on the internet. So some of these are sensitive topics. So there is death. There is mentions of mind-altering use of paraphernalia.
I think that's
the term for it.
I think so.
Okay, I think we're over 10 minutes. Drugs. Okay, there is mentions of that. Children going missing, women going missing. Just basically discretion is advised. Again, we're not a podcast for anybody under 18. Okay, and if you have permission from your parent to watch this podcast with your parent, sure, okay, whatever. It's not our business. It's up to you and your household or whoever you're watching this with. But there are triggering topics, but they're not in grotesque detail or anything like that. There was even a part in one of these stories I left out mostly because it was so vulgar. I don't even know why they reported it in the way that they did, and I don't agree with how they reported it. That's involving the boogeyman story, actually.
Oh.
That's the one that I had to cut a lot out because it was unnecessary and taking away from the missing person as is. So
interesting.
We'll comment about stuff like that after the end of each story. We're going to try not to have any interruptions. I'm so sorry if there happens to be some and I can't edit it out. Roll with us. We're still very new in this podcast thing. All right, you ready? So, case 1, the Solder children. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Christmas Eve in 1945, a home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, went up in flames. A family of 12 lives changed for the worse. Parents George and Jenny celebrated with 9 out of the 10 children that evening. One son was not present at this time. By 1 a.m., the home was engulfed in flames. The parents and only 4 of the siblings made it out, even with the father's attempts to save the other children from the burning home. The 5 Solder siblings, respectively, Maurice, age 14, Martha, age 12, Louis, age 9, Jenny, age 8, and Betty, at just 5 years old, went missing after the blaze took root in the home. While the home continued to burn, George did not easily give up his attempts to scour the entire house for signs of life. He had broken a window to re-enter his home and tried his best to check every room he could access, given the smoke and the flames growing. Blocked by this, George hurried outside to access a ladder he always kept propped against the house. Strangely enough, he discovered in the moment it was missing. His next attempt was to drive one of his old coal trucks up against the house to reach the second-story window, but unfortunately, neither would work. Despite just the day before, they could function just fine. Okay, keep those details in mind. George even attempted to collect rainwater from a nearby barrel, but it was frozen solid. Neighbors stepped in and tried to contact the fire department, but when no call was answered, one neighbor hurried into town to alert the fire chief, F.J. Morris, of the situation. The fire department was only 2.5 miles away, but didn't arrive until 8 a.m. Their current practice of defense was using a phone tree system, where each firefighter would notify the next, leaving pressing matters to be delayed in response. Steve Cruikshank, a veteran fighter, stated to the Times West Virginian in 2016, "Back then, there was very little training, everyone was a volunteer, and they didn't have much equipment. Unfortunately, due to these circumstances, the Sauter home was reduced to nothing but soot and ash. At this point in time, they assumed the fate of their 5 children was complete. After a brief search with no remains discovered on the premises, Chief Moore suggested that the flames were deemed hot enough to cremate the bodies. They had died in the home. The police inspector deemed this to be because of a faulty wire, and they were issued 5 death certificates for the children. The Sauter family, however, began to wonder if they were still alive. During the incident, not once did Marin, one of the children, spot any of the other children, and they were informed if the bodies were inside, you'd be able to smell the burning flesh from miles away. The question is, what really happened to the Sauter children? An answer we may never know, but that didn't stop the family from trying to piece this puzzle together. They began to retrace incidents leading up to the fire. Months prior, a stranger visited the home asking about hauling work. While inquiring, he also came around the back of the home stating the 2 fuse boxes would cause a fire someday. George noted this to be odd because he had the local power company inspect his home recently and everything was noted normal. Near the same time, another man approached the family home soliciting family life insurance. George declined and the man became angry at George. In their exchange, the man and George were heated in opposition about current politics. The man threatened George that his home would go up in smoke, his children would be destroyed, and George would regret his remarks about Benito Mussolini, to which George described him as an Italian dictator. It was common for George to get into heated arguments with local Italian community, so he thought nothing of this interaction. They also recalled shortly before Christmas, they noted a man would park his car and intently watch the younger children as they came home from school. Shortly after midnight on Christmas morning, Jenny recalled answering a phone call to the home. An unfamiliar woman asked for another person. Neither Jenny or the home knew who, so she informed her it was the wrong house and hung up. On her way back to her room, she noted the downstairs lights were on, the curtains open, the front door was unlocked, and Marin was asleep on the couch in the living room. Jenny closed the curtains, locked the door, turned out the lights, and returned to her room assuming all other children were asleep in their beds. However, about half an hour later, she was woken up by a loud bang on the roof and a rolling noise, then shortly after. She woke up again to the hurls of smoke pooling into her bedroom. Jenny was perplexed by these odd occurrences and even took initiative to experiment on animal bones. She believed there was no way 5 children could perish like this and not have some remains left behind if they were able to identify appliances kept in the basement. Each time she had experimented on these bones, lumps of charred bones would always be left behind. Even an employee at a crematorium informed her that the bones still remain after bodies are burned at 2,000 degrees. The family's home was reported to be destroyed in only 45 minutes. More strange details continued to surface. A telephone repairman informed that their lines looked cut, not burned, which didn't reflect what the police department originally ruled this as a faulty wire, which made sense to the Sauters considering Jenny had experienced the power on just before the incident. That started at 1 a.m. that night. Sylvia, the youngest child, while visiting the site, discovered a hard rubber object in the yard. Her father, George, concluded it was a napalm pineapple bomb, a type typically used in warfare. Even a block and tackle was reported stolen by a man, but he claimed no involvement in the fire that night. Word began to spread and multiple sightings were brought forward. One woman claimed to have spotted the children peering out of a driving car that night of the fire. 50 miles northwest, another woman operating a tourist stop claimed to have seen the children the next morning. She stated that she served them breakfast and there was a car with Florida plates at the tourist court too. Florida, come on now. Another woman at a Charleston hotel saw only 4 of the 5 children a week after the fire. This is her alleged statement given to the local authorities. The children were accompanied by 2 women and 2 men, all of Italian extraction. I do not remember the exact date, however the entire party did register at the hotel and stayed in a large room with several beds. They registered about midnight. I tried to talk to the children in a friendly manner, but the men appeared hostile and refused to allow me to talk to these children. One of the men looked at me in a hostile manner. He turned around and began talking rapidly in Italian. Immediately, the whole party stopped talking to me. I sensed that I was being frozen out, and so I said nothing more. They left the early next morning. The discoveries did not end there. After multiple attempts to get legal support into investigating their case further, C.C. Tinsley, the family's now private investigator, discovered that the man who threatened George was a member of the coroner's jury that deemed this fire to be accidental. Citing back to the Times West Virginian, the individual was also previously employed by George and was a co-signer on the family's home insurance, which he had increased from $1,500 to $1,750 without their consent or knowledge just before the fire had occurred. Chief Morris was later exposed for confiding in another person about discovering an alleged human organ in the rubble of the home and buried it with a dynamite box. The Sodders dug up this box and brought it to the local funeral director that examined this organ and concluded it was simply beef liver, but untouched by the fire. The family then heard rumors that Morris allegedly didn't even find this in the rubber at all, but planted it there in hopes that the family finding any remains would stop them from continuing their search for the 5 missing children. Years continued to pass, and more leads ended up drying out. The Sodders continued to wonder whatever happened to their children. They speculated that a kidnapping and or trafficking occurred, whether by theories with heated arguments about political views that might have sparked an attempt to kidnap the family, or an unfortunate targeting to recruit the children for trafficking for unrelated reasons. The 5 Sodder children were never found. Each lead never stopped George from traveling across the country in attempts to find their beloved kids. George passed in 1969 and later followed Jenny in 1989. The youngest of the family remained steadfast that her siblings were alive somewhere, but at this point perhaps no longer wanting to be found. Sylvia passed in 2021 at age 79. To this day, the answers to the Sodders' tragic tragedy has yet to be answered. That was a mouthful. But that was a mouthful.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was.
That was a lot. It's interesting how different things are today versus then, too. Like a detail you mentioned that most of the fire crew was trainees. You were people in training.
Yeah, wherever this was in Virginia, it was just straight up trainees, and they used a really bad system to notify each other, but that's all they had. Yeah,
and then the timing is also that, like, the fire was at 1, but you said they didn't get there till 8?
Yeah, 8 in the morning.
7 hours
so by
later.
Almost 2 o'clock in the morning, that house is completely burnt down. And they were only 2 miles away, which isn't far. And then I have photos for us and visuals, but we'll put them up for you as well. Yeah. It is not a paranormal story, but it has a lot to it. So the fact that the children and the parents are still theorizing that it might be mob related and politically driven is the highest of the theories, but there hasn't been any like solid evidence to come forward. And there hasn't been any evidence of actual like children being found in the rubble at all.
Yeah, and everything said makes sense because like you would have smelled the flesh. And then I thought that too, whenever you do any kind of cremation, the bones are still there. So like
yeah, they're either small chunks and they can break into smaller ones, but you're always gonna have some sort of bone left over.
Yeah, so like, and I find I don't. House fires are weird, so like, yeah, they get really hot, but like, there's gonna be parts of the house that like aren't as hot as some, right? So
yeah.
Like, there's no way all 5 of them were completely incinerated to the point that they're just gone.
There was also a lot of appliances that were able to be identified in the basement, or where they fell into the basement, because it was a multi-story house. So, like, if appliances can survive, then something of the children's remains could survive. And then there's the weird sightings.
Yeah, like if they were supposedly incinerated and gone, how come people are reporting sightings?
Yeah. And then I also there's things I didn't include in there. There is a photo in here of one of the children, or allegedly one of the children that is more grown up. And it was one of the brothers that went missing. But once the father went across the country to investigate it and also sent it to authorities, it went to a dead end. So the authorities just were not working with the family at all with a lot of the things and a lot of the leads that they were giving to them. The dad spent basically the rest of his life constantly traveling across the country to investigate every single lead.
It sounds more and more like a cover-up if they're not even trying to work with him.
And the fact that the chief and the guy who was threatening that the house was going to go up into flames, I think it truly was just a targeted thing between a petty dispute and them just having... I don't know who this Italian guy was. I didn't get to have the chance to look into it. So, I mean, if y'all know more and you have some history on that, leave it down in the comments, because I'm wondering if... the reason why this father didn't like this political figure is because the political figure is like much like in the conservative bad vibe realm that we're currently constantly dealing with.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But yeah.
Well, that, and they said that the wires looked cut.
Yes, the wires were cut.
As if like there's no way it was like a tear or something that wasn't done by something sharp that just...
The wires were cut, and also the mother, Jenny, she experienced power being on before she went to bed. Now, I'm just curious as to why, if you hear something that loud on the roof, you didn't, like, check it out. But then again, we don't know their condition and, like, how tired they were at the time or something. I just find it a little strange that, like, one child was so... distant, and I don't know if it's because of privacy reasons. There's a reason why they didn't report as to why this one kid was distant the whole time. And then, like, I mean, they literally found evidence of a bomb too.
Yeah.
Like one that I think isn't easy to get a hold of. It's like black market type stuff. So like, why was that found after the fact in the rubble?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to find. Especially after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Did it say that it was like it was used? Like it wasn't?
Yes.
Yeah. So like,
it was a part of it that was like what helps it does its thing.
Yeah. So that's even weirder to find something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it sounds like even more like a cover up, that like someone planted evidence, hoping it would make them stop looking.
Yeah. The chief lied, planted evidence. It was proven that it was planted evidence. So the chief and the guy who threatened him have something to do with this. Yeah,
it just all points to this was like something else happened, and they're trying to cover it up, and that's why they don't want to work with them.
Yeah,
that's really what that sounds like.
That's messed up.
Yeah,
and typically when one person's dirty in the office when it comes to authority, then the rest of them are what?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at the ball or something.
No, it did go off while you were reading, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit. I have to hold my paper like this because I can't read it over my mic. I look like an idiot, just like, ah. Okay.
That's a good story. It's a sad story.
I mean, yeah, it's a true thing. Like, anything we read is something that did happen with real cases. And like I said, I tried my best to really get like the spooky stuff, and it's hard. I will do better next time and just leave it to the actual just straight up folklore. The last few that we have are going to be the most interesting though. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next one.
Number 2?
Yes.
Okay. It's my turn to read.
Ooh.
Okay, so case number 2. Granger Taylor? You think it's Granger?
It's Granger or
Is it Granger?
Yeah, you can say Granger.
Okay.
You're not gonna have to read it that much as Granger because they called him Taylor a lot.
Okay. Granger Taylor. November 29th of 1980. A man vanished from his family and friends, only leaving an ominous note that left everyone perplexed. Was this man chosen by the stars or a person who needed extra support on interpersonal matters? Granger Taylor reportedly disappeared from a small town, Duncan, in southern Vancouver Island, leaving behind a note that read, "Dear Mother and Father, I have gone away to walk abroad in alien spaceship. as recurring dreams assured a 42-month interstellar voyage to explore the vast universe, then return. I am leaving behind all of my possessions to you, as I will no longer require the use of any. Please use the instructions in my will as a guide to help. Love, Granger. With the discovery of his note, an undetermined map was also drawn on the back of it. No further connections were made from this. Taylor also on his own will crossed out the word, quote, death, and replaced it with, quote, departure before his disappearance. Before he was reported missing and a search began, Taylor was last seen leaving a local diner, Bob's Grill, around 6 p.m. Taylor was known to be driving his bright pink Datsun truck?
Datsun.
Okay, thank you.
I only know that because of my uncle.
Police claimed there was no sighting of his truck during initial investigation, and it would be difficult to hide such a large and notably bright vehicle without someone knowing of its whereabouts. Just before his disappearance, Taylor's fixation on aliens and space grew to the extent that he built a life-size replica spaceship on his parents' farm. He sometimes slept often within his construction. Taylor's friend Robert Keller quoted to Vice, "He did have dreams that they, the aliens, were coming to get him." It was known among those who knew Taylor that he had long enjoyed the topics of aliens and space. But where did this belief stem from originally? How did it reach the tipping point of Taylor's disappearance? He grew up to be a large man, built strong and bold, but his personality, despite his appearance, was more shy and kept to himself. He dropped out of school in 8th grade and began working at a local mechanical shop where his affinity for machines grew. Family and friends began to notice his sharp abilities in being able to fix anything. By his teens, he accomplished big projects and repairing a bulldozer he then used to aid neighbors with construction projects and side jobs. Taylor even restored an old steam locomotive that featured at the BBC Forest Discovery Center in Duncan. One of Taylor's top achievements was restoring a World War II P-40 Kitty Hawk that was purchased by a collector for tens of thousands of dollars. Keller recalled that these two connected deeply after he had also dropped out of school, and they both took part in often smoking the devil's lettuce. They were smoking that together. I read that wrong. One recurring conversation would be, in fact, about space and aliens. Keller felt like Taylor took him under his wings and was a pleasant person to be around, and noted that Taylor, even with fun and games, was still dedicated to his work and always took it seriously. Keller added to Vice, "I think he was a genius bordering on insanity." In 1940s to 1950s, the surge of UFO sightings, alleged abductions, and interactions surged across the states. During this time, when Taylor informed Keller he was going to attempt to build his own spaceship, he then spent most of a year welding together his life-size ship. Douglas Curran, author of In Advance of the Landing, was able to see inside of Taylor's ship before it was removed from the property. Taylor had it furnished inside with a couch, a wood-burning stove was sighted, and a television. A month before the disappearance, Taylor stated he could hear someone from another galaxy communicating with him often. Those he confided in wrote him off as a dreamer. Taylor's sister, Grace Ann Young, quoted to Vice, "He was taking acid a few times a day during the last few months." Though with that statement, other friends of Granger Taylor reported during the summer he did partake in these mind-altering drugs. There was no reported bad trips or noted ill effects to Taylor. They claimed that he often spoke about being in mental contact with aliens and was going to leave eventually. Taylor had a reputation for being honest, so for many, they believe he was telling the truth. In March of 1986, a blast site near Mount Prevost was discovered not far from Taylor's parents' home. Despite the claims from Keller that, yes, dynamite would be stored often in his truck to remove old tree stumps, Keller and the others knew Taylor could probably handle these explosives. According to the Montreal Gazette, human bone fragments were found at the site, but no further evidence to determine if they were Taylor's or not. Based on assumptions, it was ruled by the coroner that Taylor had been killed traveling with or by intent with the dynamite in his possession.
Do you say coroner?
Is it not how you say that?
It's coroner. Did I spell it wrong? It's coroner.
I may have enunciated that wrong.
The corona.
The corona.
The corona checks the bodies. Also, it's not properly. He properly. That's a really important detail. He properly can handle the TNT. He did it often. Like every week he would be helping people out, basically. The corona. Okay, sorry. Taylor's
sister claims that potentially due to less inclusion of Taylor socially and the mix of heavier mind-altering drugs led him to end his life. Keller, on the other hand, does not believe he did so. He recalled Taylor explaining to Keller if he really wanted to just disappear, he would just grow a beard and move to another country, not use anything else as a way out. Granger Taylor's disappearance had a long-term effect on everyone, including Keller, where he has spent many years thinking about his dear friend and how much of a positive impact he had on Keller. To this day, there has been no definitive answers to where Granger Taylor had gone. And then there's pictures too here of the note that he left behind, him, the spaceship that he built, and then what's this picture here? This one of his family,
I think that's his aunt and uncle.
Aunt and uncle?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his aunt and uncle.
What do you think? You think he really went off with aliens?
Okay, sorry, we had to pause to let Nova out. The baby might be screaming in the background. Please just roll with us this time. If you hear her, I don't know what to do. We've tried everything to keep her to just relax for a bit and not literally rip out wires. Literally get hurt on my tower when she knows better to stay away from towers. I don't understand why she's like that. And also to just go to bed because it is her bedtime. We've tried our best. So excuse any interruptions. Anyways, is it this one?
Yes.
So I think he either had a lot of things undiagnosed or he genuinely did get taken by aliens, because the fact that there's a blast site, but he had complete clear knowledge of how to take care of TNT. Mm-hmm. And I will say in the sources, I don't know if it's in my sources or not, but I did read they did find bones, but they weren't his bones at all.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
Was it in there? Okay, because I don't know if I put it in there or not.
Yeah.
It wasn't his DNA. It wasn't his bones. It was nothing to do with Taylor at all. So
it was just a blast site. That's it.
Yeah, it was a blast site. They discovered things, but it had zero links. And I don't even think they clarified in the sources that I read if it was TNT soot on anything or not.
Yeah, because doesn't it have a specific like residue that it leaves behind? So like it's a blast site, but like what kind of blast site was it? Because it's literally like. It's a human created thing. Yeah. So it would have a specific residue or whatever that would still be there to identify it was TNT or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, he wants to be with Mother now. He wants to be with Mother. Everybody wants to be with Mother. And if I don't give them attention, they start acting out. All of them. Welcome to our full house. All right. Yeah, I think he now listen, I know we mentioned the use of mind altering things, right? The difference with that is he was talking about aliens in space since he was young. This is not him starting this after taking something like acid or smoking a little bit of the devil's lettuce. Like, come on now. I have my own personal thoughts about those type of tablets and stuff. because they are a harder, more destructive. They're a harder, more destructive thing to take. But he has already had a fixation on mechanical things and going to space and aliens and all this stuff well before all of that. And I mean, friends could always bend the truth. God, that is going off like crazy.
Yeah, it's been going off the whole time.
That's insane, dude. I literally begged for like 2 weeks for it to go off, and now all of a sudden it just won't stop. But anyway, I think he was telling the truth. And in best hopes, in best regards, I really do hope he got taken to space.
Me too. Because,
I mean, that's the best outcome out of all of this, because they already said that socially he was a little bit, when I noted it being him not being included enough, it's because when he's tried to do certain things with his sister, she would not be the best at including him. But siblings are siblings. I mean, that dynamic does happen to where like one sibling's like, no, I kind of just want to do my own thing. I don't really want you involved. I just want to have my own separate thing from family. So I really feel like she shouldn't really hold much guilt to that unless there is more to the story that she's not telling us. Whatever, it's your business. But being socially awkward, yeah, okay, it does have a forever impact on you. I mean, I was just as bad in that situation too. And yeah, he was taking things that could definitely crack that eggshell basically of your mentality. So it could be that, which is really sad. Oh my goodness. And she proudly runs out here because she's getting her way. We haven't even gone to case 3, ma'am, and you have interrupted us so many times tonight. Can you please chill out? Sorry, Stink, you can't be in that spot. I love how he loves to take your spot when you leave. She's back out again, guys. It's just going to be playing this game tonight where she's going to be doing her no-nos out here, or she's going to be doing her no-nos in the bedroom. None of the big kids want to play right now. It's late. Lord have mercy. Anyway, best outcome, I hope he got taken up to the interstellar big vacation or whatever. I really did.
That'd be really cool, too.
Mm-hmm.
That would basically mean he achieved or got the dream that he kind of always wanted to do anyways.
Sorry, I'm just... All right. Now with this one out here, we're going to try to do case number 3. It's shorter, and so are the other ones. Hello, little baby. Oh, look at you joining the podcast this week, huh? Look at her. She's getting so big. She's still baby, but, she's getting bigger. Are you going to hang out with us and behave? Is this what you want? This is what's been causing us trouble. This is what's been causing us to board up every single access of anything that shouldn't even be a thing a cat could care about, but a cat doth care about. Ma'am. No. Stay off the table. We're almost done. And then we all get to go play video games and crochet and hang out upstairs. And then go to bed. Because we have plans tomorrow. You wanted out here. You wanted the attention.
You wanted the attention.
Welcome to the podcast, Suki. Welcome to the podcast. Don't chew on that.
Do you have anything to say?
She has nothing to say. Oh, okay.
Was that so? Ow.
She's not gonna be out on the mic.
I asked for that.
She's done. She's over it. All right. So we hope he got taken to the stars. That's the best possible outcome. And I have hopes for him. I really do. All right. This one's really fucked up and really creepy because the fact that, I mean, if you think about, you know what? I'm gonna reserve my commentary until after I read it. It's real short, but it's messed up, and I feel like the kid was telling the truth.
Ready?
Yeah. Case number 3. Billy Gaffney, the Boogeyman. An evening in February of 1927, a 4-year-old boy named Billy Gaffney vanished from outside his apartment home. That cold evening, he was playing with neighborhood friends of his. The eldest, at just 12, departed to his home to aid with his little sister while the two remained. When the child returned later, he was surprised to see the two of them gone. Quickly, he hurried to the father of the second friend they had played with, Billy Payton. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me redo that. Oh my God. Billy Payton and Billy Gaffney were missing. Payton's father rushed around the property searching for his son and finally found him up top the roof. When he asked where Gaffney had gone, the only information the boy could give was that the boogeyman took him. Sightings of an older man asking a young boy that same evening about Staten Island ferries might have been a lead to what happened to Billy. The older man had been seen shortly after questioning the child, snatching up from the sidewalk. However, due to the child being spotted poorly dressed for the winter cold, it was suggested that he was a houseless child, not Billy. The youngest of the two Billys' statements were ignored and some say ridiculed by the police department. Weeks later, police found the body of a young boy in a trash container. Gaffney's father later went to exhume the... Oh yeah, I didn't read this to you. Her face says it all. Gaffney's father later went to exhume the found body, but unfortunately it was not his son. Until 1936, the case remained cold. The police arrested what was found to be a serial killer and active cannibalist, Albert Fish. Although Fish's case ruled for only 3 deaths, he claimed to have victimized many more individuals. However, even with his demented statements and court case as a whole, sources found that the mother of Billy was not convinced of the murder. There were too many holes in the story, differences of location and detail. Sources stated that Fish also avoided confrontation from the mother. In the end, they had ruled Billy's disappearance as a murder, even with a lack of evidence to it, and closed the case. Many people believe that it could have been a paranormal occurrence given the youngest child's statement and the lack of struggle or solid sightings. Others believed it may be the tales of an alleged murderer who preyed upon the locals. Without enough evidence to rule it otherwise, we may never know where Billy Gaffney had gone off to. Go ahead.
Why did the cap all go off as soon as you finished reading that?
Really? Did it?
Yes.
I don't know, because our spirits are freaking comedians here. I don't think it was the Stiller. I don't think it was Fish.
I don't think so either, but like...
If it was something a man did, because, I mean, men are always... True crime. I'm a true crime hub here, okay? I, for years, and also have survived my own almost unaliving several times with a couple of people in my life. I don't think it was Fish.
I don't think so either.
And the fact that the youngest said it was the boogeyman. So the fact that the youngest child said that it was the boogeyman, I believe the youngest child. Because usually children that young, they don't have anything taught to them to lie.
Yeah.
Why would they lie?
Yeah, like
they were just playing. And he was scared enough to go hide on the fucking roof.
Yeah, like the roof is an odd place to be found. And like... He might be gone up there like, if I get some high ground, I'll be safe up here.
And I feel like if it was just a basic ass man that snatched that kid, he would have went to his father. That was a toy. He would have went to his father. If it was like a basic, like, oh, I'm gonna kidnap you type situation, he would be like, Dad! But it was scary enough for the kid to literally only describe it ever as boogeyman, and that's it. And then go up to the top of the roof where he felt, I guess, the safest.
Which is an odd place to put yourself to hide and feel safe. The roof of all places.
Yeah. So, and there was no evidence of struggle, no clear sightings. Billy Gaffney apparently was dressed appropriately for winter. So the whole other situation that happened around that same evening wasn't even in the vicinity. And then yes, Fish was living in the area and he was working a couple of miles from the house. If Fish didn't have like a vehicle at the time, or what the hell was the time frame? If Fish was responsible, then he had something that transported him fast enough to be able to do something like this. But the problem about this is that I couldn't get any more of the statement in detail about the boogeyman taking this child. I couldn't get any more detail. There was no to what I could find, there was no description if the kid said that this boogeyman had a car. Or this boogeyman took him to the woods, or the boogeyman took him just by hand and ran off. Like, there's no other detail other than this kid just said, yep, boogeyman took him.
Well, that's what makes things like these interesting,
There's nothing public.
There's little to no detail about it.
Yeah.
Other than, like, that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, And usually, so let's go back to our other stories. There's more details on other findings and other investigation things that lead to other outlets of what it could have been.
Yeah.
This is just, that's it.
It's like he literally vanished and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
There was a witness, but the witness literally just saw something that resembles whatever he thought Boogeyman was. And there was no evidence of struggle. There was nothing that they at least publicly revealed. So I don't know. It's very strange. I thought that was worth putting it in there because it was just one of those kids vanishing type stuff and no explanation. Now, considering I have my opinions based on America itself and the system itself and everything when it comes to what they do to children, I have my comments and my thought processes to most of these cases that I found for this particular topic. I probably should have done more of like the lore of sightings. We're going to do one where it's just about sightings because that's more of like in our demographic. This one's kind of like borderlining true crime almost. But there are at least some paranormal parallels. Like this one's about Boogeyman and the Sodder children. I mean, that was definitely borderline true crime. And then the UFO. I mean, listen, I really hope he got taken to the stars. That's all I gotta say. And we'll never know because we weren't the ones there. But we can only hope that he was telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to believe that too, because here's the thing too. Even today, there's so many people claiming UFO sightings, and you just don't know which ones are real or not. There could be real ones, and we just don't know the difference yet.
There's a really cool case for when we do cover this topic. I'm going to totally include in this with the UFO sighting.
I think aliens are real.
Oh, I do too. What the fuck?
100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, even if he had diagnosed issues, like undiagnosed issues, he still is technically telling his truth because it's his reality. Yeah. So let me just clarify that right now. It does not invalidate his experience if he had undiagnosed mental limitations or mental lenses that are different from anybody else's. Like they're not just like the atypical mindset or the atypical mind function. Okay, I'm neurodivergent. I have my own freaking issues as it is. So like I get it. We're not gonna get into that, but I get it truly. So I mean, he could still be telling his truth, even
Correct.
though it might have just been something undiagnosed. My best and biggest hopes for him is that he did get to find his way, and he is hanging out with freaking aliens right now.
Yeah.
And having a grand old time.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So for this with the Boogeyman, it's a child that's younger than the age of 4. They don't inherently have something to lie about. There's nothing to gain from it. Children who say some stuff are going to say the brutal truth to you, or they're going to say what exactly they see. So what about this man or this figure that he saw take off with this child? What about it, girl? What about it was resembling a Boogeyman, which is a lore that's been passed down for like ever now?
That, and whenever they're saying those things out of fear.
That too.
Because he was up on the roof hiding, so he was scared.
Yeah. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
So are you reading the next 2 yourself?
I'll read the next 2.
And then I definitely want to read the end.
Yeah.
Because it was some connecting dots I did.
Okay.
Go ahead, shoot.
All right, this is case 4. Teresa? Or is it? Okay.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, it's Teresa. Sorry, I'm trying not to like interrupt while he's talking.
No. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't...
Make sure you're aligned though, so they can hear you, because the damn microphones been giving us... I know, I'm sorry.
All right, let's see. Case 4. Teresa Ann Beer, or Bigfoot. June 1st, 1987. Teresa and Russell Welch embarked on a camping journey to seek out Bigfoot. Teresa was only 16 when she was reported missing. They camped in the area of Shut-Eye Park, about 25 miles from Bass Lake. Russell was 45 years old. Sources could not confirm his relation to Teresa. While on the trip, Teresa had disappeared and not returned. Police detained and arrested Russell on charges of kidnapping and potential murder. His first statement given was that Teresa at some point ran from Russell and disappeared into the woods. His later statement claimed she was taken by the legendary Bigfoot. The investigation did not find any evidence of the foul play suspected of Russell. In the end, they had to dismiss the case and drop all charges momentarily in case evidence surfaced for murder. None had ever occurred. The mystery of Teresa's disappearance remains.
There's two things. This is straight up true crime, or it's not. What do you think it is?
Well,
I have more information I could spill the beans on.
The fact that no other evidence ever surfaced.
Oh, I put that in there? Never mind.
Well, it says that none ever occurred, so it remained a mystery because no other evidence of foul play came up. So...
Did I state in there that I was distracted by the cat? Did I state my own research I wrote myself? Did it say that they dropped his charges?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it. I don't have anything to add. I already put it in there and I don't even remember putting it in there.
Yeah, they said they temporarily dropped his charges because they had nothing. Had nothing.
That temporary thing turned into a permanent because it's well past done.
Oh yeah, it's done. It's done now.
It went cold.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they couldn't find anything. Now, listen. True crime in me says it was the man.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing too.
Because police departments to this day suck.
Here's the other thing too. I feel like if they would have went looking, wouldn't they have found any form of evidence of Bigfoot, like tracks or like...
I didn't think of that.
Or like, yeah, or like fur or like markings or...
broken branches.
Things like that. So like, because yeah, in the woods, you're going to have beasts and animals and things. So that they live there.
Holy shit, I didn't even think of that.
So like, how come they didn't send a search team to be like, oh, these tracks don't look like a wolf or a bear or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, that makes plenty of sense.
So,
I didn't even think about that. So
I want Bigfoot to be real. Like, I think Bigfoot's
I think he's
cool.
real regardless.
He might be.
I think he's real.
He might be. But no, how come that kind of search wasn't conducted to find, like, maybe that is what happened and we can follow some trails of some form? Because how thorough can you be that you clean all markings, all broken branches, all tracks? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there would be something.
A Bigfoot wouldn't think to do that. A human would.
Yeah.
So the fact that they couldn't find evidence could just be, how do I explain this? Technical evidence that he did cover his tracks pretty good. And also the fact that, like, it's not publicly known, at least what I looked into, because I'm not going to freaking keel over trying to find every last little bit of juicy detail. I'm going to do a good enough search, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys know about these cases, you have more to add, feel free to leave them in the comments. I love to learn more. But point being, look, are you kidding me? Wow. She terrorized us for most of this recording, and now she's passing out right there. I just need a moment to process the amount of stress she just put me through for the last, 2 hours. Girl, get yourself together. I can't with you. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, a man would think to cover his tracks the best he can. Departments and how police run in general let things like this slip all the time where they're just pure negligence. So, I can go on a huge rant about this. I really could, about the negligence of the system. That's not what we're here for. So, if it was Bigfoot, I feel like she would eventually be able to escape. And then be like, oh, Bigfoot took me and I'm alive still. Or maybe they would have found her and it would have proven that a human, I don't know how forensics would be able to prove this, but maybe it would have proven that a human didn't get to her. It was an animal of some sorts, even if they can't prove it's Bigfoot. Like, they would find, claw marks or fur, like you said, stuff like that on her person.
Yeah.
In discovery.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's the other thing too. So I think it's two possibilities. Either she really did run away and something else happened to her, or he did it.
Yeah, there is, you know what? There is that possibility that she used this opportunity to run away for some reason, because there wasn't anything about the family dynamic or what was going on of why she would disappear. And I don't even know the relation to the old dude. Like, why is somebody of that age with somebody that old? And is it family? Is it a family friend? Is it, like, there was no...
Yeah, like, what was the connection?
I have no idea. No idea, other than he was a huge Bigfoot buff, and they went out together. He was huge on Bigfoot.
Was it a Bigfoot club, and they were both like, yeah, we're going to go try to find him?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Yeah.
It's just that he loved to be all obsessed about Bigfoot, and that's it.
Okay, hear me out. Wild take. The guy is the one who owns the club, and this is his avenue to take people out to the woods and, you know, that. To get unalive them. And now he got caught.
I was thinking simple. He never got caught. He got away with it.
Yeah.
No, he
yeah.
At the end of the day, he got to walk.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
He didn't even serve time.
Like, what if it's that?
I was also thinking similar, that he made sure to make an easy target to then make money for the rest of his life, claiming that Bigfoot stole somebody he took out.
Yeah.
Like, he was either going to monetize off of unaliving somebody to get ahead with money, or he does get sick kicks, and that's what his avenue was, to make more victims, because it's easy to just be like, yeah, I'm like a dude who's like kind of like a tourist dude, and I'm going to go and take you out to the woods and you're going to disappear. That's freaky. That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's just demonic.
That's twisted for sure.
Yeah. So was Bigfoot? Was it this dude? Because, you know, I choose Bigfoot over the man too. We'll never know, because the case was dropped and it's cold. Damn it. See, I tried to get more like straight up like paranormal, but even now, after like reading it with you and dissecting it, it's always the man. It's always the man.
Let's face it, it's always the man.
Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to find something more original when it comes to coverage on stuff paranormal wise, and I just ended up putting us in the true crime pipeline.
I mean, again, though, this was a topic that we both talked about, like, hey, where do we want to start? And then we picked this one.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, there's got to be plenty of topics, apparently, that's way harder to find.
Oh, I spent all week working on this.
Oops,
like,
sorry.
A full day's schedule, and I think I only skipped like 2 days of work. But I still was researching in the middle of all of it. All right. Number 5. Now that we finally have the demon put to sleep.
Only towards the end.
Gosh, she's so fucking cute right now, though. Oh my god. I want to cry.
When she stops fighting her sleep, it's great. But he loves to fight it.
She is well behaved, especially since she's settled down in our household now. I love her so much already, but goddamn, you're right. It is only when she's exhausted, she's like, I'm going to be the most aggravating, going to get into everything and anything, no matter what it is. You can't cat proof it. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to chew on. She was chewing on our front door, like rubber seal thing. Like this, the metal plate, and then you have like the rubber.
Oh, the seal, yeah,
trim.
Yeah.
She was digging at it and chewing on it. She was digging at the very corner where like there's like a slight crack between the corner where the door is at, or like the door is at, and then like when the bottom trim. What the fuck is it called? It's a bottom trim. You know, the trimming you put across your whole house.
Oh,
it's not wainscoting's the big boards. It's crown molding.
Yes.
Okay, the crown molding. She was digging between that crack to dig things out with her claw and try to eat it. This place was built in the 80s. We don't know what's in that crack that cannot be cleaned, and she's trying to eat it. Okay? Okay, so when we say she's doing things that is of the abnormal, truly from years of experience with cats and growing up with cats, she leaves me absolutely just clusterfucked on what the hell she's up to. She's very stressful.
It's the orange fur on her head, for sure.
I I've lived with orange cats and she's worse than that. I don't know what possessed her before she got home.
The fur on her head is mostly orange.
I think I made it worse by making that joke. There was a time where, like, I was standing in front of the mirror and I had to hold her because she'll bolt for the front door. And you had to take out trash. And the whole time that he was gone and when he came back, I'm, like, holding her. And I'm, like, circulating her, like, around this mirror and just talking mad gibberish. Just blah, 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 like, making random sounds. And I was like, yeah, I'm just summoning demons. I think I got her possessed. She got worse. Oh my god. But anyway, just want to give a little intermission there because I want people to understand we're not being wine babies. Like, truly, like, we've cat proofed. We're training her to, like, understand what things are truly not safe. It's not about inconvenience, it's about safety. So when we stepped in, it's safety. Like chewing on live wires, safety. Literally touching a tower box that could malfunction because she's putting her paws or her face somewhere, she could fry herself that way. Okay, she needs to learn that, like, and our towers are not just, like, lazily sitting around. They're where they're functionally supposed to be. And she's doing that. Things like the crevices of doors. I don't know what's in there. And she did take something out of there. I had to put it over there because she had it in her mouth. How do you kitten-proof something like that? You don't.
You don't.
You have to teach them, hey, that's not cool. Don't do that because you can get really freaking sick. Or we have to take you to the vet. We already had cat-proofed stairwells, but until she's big enough to handle, I don't care if she scales the rope that I put up. It's like a design. I've shown it before a million times. Once she's big enough to handle jumping down from there, from that height, because Nova does do it. It's fine. She's safe. Then I'll take the boards down. But right now, our entire stairwell is boarded up. The entire thing. Okay, I have shelving with poster board in front of it right now, so she doesn't get curious about the small things on my shelving. That's for work. Like, we do the due diligence of parenting our cats. That's why the first two are so well behaved. Careful, Smitty. Anyway, I just want to clarify, since we're on the podcast, chit-chatting about it, that we're not being nervous Nellies. She's just literally doing things I've never seen a cat do before. And, like, she is the epitome of all the crazy cats you see online. That does, like, the things that you're concerned for their, like, safety and well-being type stuff.
Yep.
But, aside from the stress, look how fucking cute that is. Ugh. How can I say no to that little face? How can I say no? She's so cute. I've been in love with her since I saw her.
She's super cute.
I can't say no to her. She's so sweet. She's getting better. It's just when she's tired. And then, here's the proof. She fucking passed out. She exhausted herself beyond means. She's been going at it for hours. What a dork. Next, before she wakes up and terrorizes us more.
Next. All right, case 5. Sandra Hughes. June 26th, 2020. Sandra Hughes told family that she was embarking on a solo camping trip. By July of that year, her niece Ashley received a call from Madera County Sheriff's Office. The 2nd of July hikers discovered Sandy's campsite abandoned and documents left behind to alert her family. Not far from the site was found her personal vehicle that made less than a 20-mile-per-hour collision into a tree and rolled into a gully. Weeks later, eye reports came out of potential sightings of Sandy. Some reported her to be walking barefoot with a bruised face on July 4th. Hunters in the nearby area reported seeing a woman leaned against a tree near the location where the car was discovered. If this was both sites of Sandy, she was not responsive to onlookers' offers to help. When the hunters were given an identification photo, they assured that was the matched description of the woman they saw. The only difference the two had was that she seemed to be skinnier in person than in the photo description. No further sources revealed whether or not they saw her with natural brown hair or with the blue she had dyed into it before the trip. Some theorize that because of the accident, Sandy might have been in a disorienting state of mind and not realized she needed any help. In July of 2021, about a year after the accident, the Gorba family was passing through the Madera County mountains. They were all heading towards Shut-Eye Peak. They decided to stop down for lunch. The couple's 3-year-old son had then told his parents that he could see a woman lying face down in the nearby meadow. When the child's parents went to investigate his claims, they came up empty on seeing what the little boy was certain that he saw. The description he gave was uncanny to Sandy's, and authorities went out to search the area to be sure. Unfortunately, they came back empty-handed with no sight of Sandy.
Okay, so it ends on the fact that they didn't find anything after the child said they saw what he saw. Now, this is a really good one because it's so elusive, there could be anything. What do you think happened to Sandy? And this is in 2020. This is really recent.
It's really recent.
It's super recent.
So it's said that she left notes behind to alert the family.
Documentations, like your basic stuff, like if something happens.
Yeah.
You're camping, you have to bring your stuff.
Gosh, I guess you could say anything. Because, like, if you're camping, there's any number of things that could have happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Case 6 is more of notes that basically just kind of, I'm starting to do the string theory going on here, and then I guess we can theorize about Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody ready? This is the last one. Case 6, Shut-Eye Peak Notes. Between the story of Teresa Brer and Sandra Hughes, I discovered a connection with Shut-Eye Peak. Within the Sierra National Forest, California, Shut-Eye Peak holds true to its already obscure name with its history to match. Here you can find fascinating granite foundations, beautiful camping sites, and fun family memory. However, you could also come across the stories and legends too. Along with Teresa's disappearance, in 1987, a man claimed that a tribe of Bigfoots took a teenager inside his sleeping bag. When the teen awoke, he was surrounded by 4 creatures and allegedly held captive by the Squatch family. Sources did not reveal if and how the teen escaped. It is very strange, though, how many sightings and encounters people will have with the legends themselves while camping. Shut-Eye and the National Forest area has had a history of disappearing cases. There are 3 we have mentioned today, and a few more sources revealed. In 1981, Stacy Ann, a 14-year-old, vanished near the remote Sunrise High Sierra Camp. I'm sorry. Woof, butchered that one. The only item left behind her was a lens cap. She was out taking a short hike with an elderly group member who turned back and left her alone to continue taking photographs. They searched for 9 days in an attempt to find Stacy and could not find any trace of her. The surrounding area has reports of children often going missing near the wilderness of this location and never being seen again. A pattern like this makes you wonder what exactly is happening around the national forest sites. And is there a bigger picture about these disappearances we are missing? So there's like a case in there, but also it's about the surrounding area in California. So now, with that context, because I could not find a 6th case to make this an even number, I hate uneven things. So I connected the dots between Teresa and Sandy. Teresa, once you have more context of other people claiming to be kidnapped by Bigfoot, it kind of feels like maybe Teresa did get kidnapped by Bigfoot. But then again, men are men, so like, side-eye? Side-eye?
How come the Bigfoots didn't take him?
That too.
They only
that
took
context
her.
Too. Why did they not take him? Why would he not volunteer to go with the Bigfoots if he witnessed them taking her?
Yeah, like how come he got to walk and she didn't?
Yeah. So like it probably was the side-eye, though, Anne. But like other people are claiming that they get kidnapped and held hostage for a while, or they see them, or they hear them, or there's evidence of them. Like apparently it's a high traction area in America. So there's that. But then there's also ghost sightings. And in Sandy's case, this child, once again, I believe the child has no reason to lie. And how did this kid literally see the exact depiction of what Sandy looks like?
Yeah, like he gave a description that was just like her. That child never met her before.
What, he was like 3?
Yeah.
Was he 3?
3.
Sorry, I don't even know my own damn research.
3. So like, how on earth would he know anything about what her, or even know that she?
Sandy went missing when he was 2.
Yeah. So like, how would he have any idea?
And it was in a very close proximity of where her car was found.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that, okay, there's so much with Sandy. Sandy's such a bulk, like, mysterious thing. And it's so sad because it was really recent. So, like, I really hope the family gets some solid answers. Because it is sad. She was, I think, in her 40s. She dyed her hair blue before she left. And I'm assuming she was sound of mind because there was nothing in the reports I found that says anything that there might be some issues with that. So what happened to her? It was completely untouched, abandoned camping ground. Her car hit a tree less than 20 miles per hour and rolled over into a gully, which I'm assuming is a type of ditch or something, or a waterway, like a little waterway or something.
Let's see.
Yeah, I guess we should. I did not double fact check that because I was.
What is a gully?
Bruh.
What is a?
He's trying to lay on the dolls over here. This is why I need to switch this around. I don't like that they do that because over time they're gonna mess with the vessels too much. Smitty.
A gully is a narrow, steep-sided channel or small ravine, typically formed on hillsides by the erosive power of running water.
So like a creek?
So it doesn't say there's water in it, but I think it takes shape like a creek.
Okay.
Like it's like creek without water in it.
Well, unless I see an image of what that specific gully looks like, I don't think this accident with the vehicle was enough to unalive her. So then why is it mysteriously enough the hunters that were there saw her? I think what they meant by skinny, I think they mean malnourished. Yeah. Which is weird because why would somebody who just started camping in that, like, I think it's a week frame, maybe 2 weeks max, be that malnourished and that skinny?
Yeah, that's really fast to become that malnourished, especially like that quickly.
Yeah. So like, were they actually seeing her? Or were they seeing what's happening to her if she did pass away and like it's like the phantom of her? Because the child seeing her face down in the meadow is interesting enough because, again, the police tried to search after that claim and there was nothing found.
Yeah, so like I wonder, like, what if... So her campsite was untouched, right? So...
A ghost! Get your butt down. Get your butt down.
So her campsite was untouched, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think she was attacked, at least not at her campsite. So what if she went out to, like, maybe she was going to get some, like, fill something with water so she has water, or going to collect or whatever, so she was away from her campsite, and maybe if she wasn't attacked by something living in the forest, what if she, like, had an accident and she fell over and that's what happened to her? Like she had some kind of enough head force trauma or something when she fell, how she landed or something, that's what happened. And that would explain why that was how the little boy saw her.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Also, like, I feel like even with an injury, eventually they had spotted her in public so many times, or just in general. Eventually she would be found. Like, why wouldn't she not be found eventually?
Yeah, like who
was the woman with the bruised face?
Yeah, like they would use that as their leads to go, like, investigate and try to find some kind of footprints, tracks, remains, something.
It's too unnerving because, like, I really feel like it's either the police just not doing enough. Okay, they're not really, the forensics, all of that, or not doing enough to really rule out foul play and any trace of her. Because, like, there should be specialists going out there looking for footprints, looking for pieces of clothing, looking for hair, looking for teeth, looking for at this point decomposition, because we're in 2026. This was years ago. So if it wasn't something paranormal, to initially, unfortunately, have her disappear and not make it through whatever she made it, like whatever happened to her, there's enough paranormal things happening after the fact.
Yeah.
So I would hope that she's one day alive and well, but the fact that there's been 2 eerie sightings that kind of show that she might not be, she's messing with Smitty.
I thought she was chewing on that wire.
The show that she may not be around anymore, like in the living sense, it's a paranormal sighting basically, but like there's nothing that tells us if it was a person at all, because this is a camping place.
Yeah.
But this area alone, this national park alone, has so many issues, so many things of lore. I even found some lore about skinwalkers too. So and she's not the first ghost sighting out there. There's a lot of ghost sightings out there. There's ghost sightings. There's, I think, knocker experiences. There's skinwalkers. There's Bigfoot. And I think Mothman, I saw at least one case of Mothman. So you have this place where there's a lot of child disappearances with zero explanation, zero evidence to show, hey, what actually happened to this kid? And then there's disappearances on a regulated area to go camping with no explanations either.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly. Yes, baby girl. So, like, what really is happening in this area? This whole area is whack, essentially.
Yeah.
When I was doing Sandy's case, my mind was like, oh my God, wait. Is Shut Eye Peak the same as Shut Eye Park? It is. It's in the... Girl! It's in the same... She's trying to eat my damn dress net. Get out of here. It's in the same vicinity. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? No, I didn't want you getting rid of her.
Weren't you sleeping?
Why'd you get rid of her? She was going to get cozy. Come here. Come back. Here, look, I have strings. Want to play with the strings? Hello? Hello? Do you want the strings? Look, I have strings you can chew on. They don't impact my dress at all. It's decoration. She's so tired, she's not even, like, bothering to, like, really get at it. Yeah. You're tired? Even after that big nap and then all that playing? Good for you. Anyway, so, I don't know. I think something really fishy happened with her in general, but the fact that there's sightings after the fact, I'm glad that they at least took the kids seriously, and the parents actually still reported it. Like, good on you guys. Thank you for that, because like that's what people need to be doing if something weird happens. Even if it may sound silly, it's good enough to still double check. So they still went and they checked. I hope they thoroughly actually checked and not just pulled up into the park, did nothing and left, because police can be like that. I don't trust the authorities. I just don't. So, yeah. That was all of the cases. Even with the messiness of this one over here, wanting to just rain absolute havoc in our house and have to distract her with my own dress strings. That was all the stories. We hope you guys enjoy them. I'm sorry they're not like crazy paranormal. I tried. Okay, I'm a one-man show with the researching and shit right now. I did what I could. I found what I could. At least they're interesting. You know,
yeah,
at least
they are all interesting.
And it's not like they do borderline on true crime, and true crime can be interesting, but also you need to understand that like these victims and these families have been through the depths of hell in hoping for so long. Some of them passed away still hoping to find their family members. So, paranormal things aside, I do hope that everybody gets closure in some form eventually and find peace, even if none of this ends up being paranormal, because the paranormal, we're loosey-goosey, we're in the grayscale. There is no fact of fact just yet with the paranormal community. So because these borderline on true crime, I do have to say there is plenty of room for debunking. There's plenty of room to point the finger at real, true factors in life that could happen. So like for instance, Sandy, it could be just a simple accident and they just haven't been able to find her location yet.
Yeah.
Could totally just be a simple accident. But the paranormal aspect of it is a child who has zero context clues of like anything going on in this vicinity, anything going on in life in general, because he's only like 2 or 3.
Three. Yeah,
3?
3.
Describing a woman that went missing a year ago. What? Like that right there. If you guys just try to mesh things, maybe we could find more people that go missing that way.
Yeah.
Incorporate legitimate people who can see things and experience things.
Might give you more leads that you don't think to even check.
Exactly. We're working on a case like that ourselves. I thought the ball went off again. I think it stopped a while ago, right?
It did.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was awesome. I'm so happy that worked. I'm so happy because that means I get to make more. And then to you viewers in the future, hopefully you can get one yourself. And then you guys can test them out and take them to locations or hang them in your own house or sit them in your own house because not all of them are going to be on hangers. They're not all going to be on swings. Some of them are just going to be standalones because I understand not everywhere you can hang up an item, especially if you're like going to locations.
Right.
So I'm super stoked about that. I'm glad we got some activity while we were here. And then we were kept on our toes and the edge of our seat because of this one. You feel good about that?
I feel pretty good about it.
Pretty good, solid, cut, clean podcast.
All the stories were interesting. Some of them pretty messed up.
I didn't get into the whole Albert Fish thing because the things that he was saying was disgusting. I'm not going to put that on here. That feels really exploitive if I were to just put that in there. Like, I get if you are a true crime documentation page and this is what you do, then maybe you would somewhat include some things, but like what I read was gross. I'll tell you off stream. It was gross. Sure. Like it was bad. And then with the solder children, like there was some details in there that I did quote and like tell you guys after the fact. Cause like it's better to abbreviate it than try to draw it out. That one was crazy. I hope the kids were okay and they got to live out the rest of their lives, whether it was something truly... The paranormal aspect of the solder children is that there was no end to the leads. So technically, it's like they vanished and they don't know what made them vanish.
Yeah.
But then again, there's theories that are more in reality of like, it could be an unfortunate kidnapping.
Yeah.
So like, mysterious, but not a ghost taking them, not Bigfoot taking them, not just vanishing and then you come back as a poltergeist or something. So, or you come back as a phantom, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you have it. There's one of our official topic nights. We had fun, spirits, you know, they're chilling with us. They finally... that is so funny though, like seriously, like I asked for 2 weeks. Please turn on that cat ball.
And then the night
please, begging them, bribing with them, like, guys, please, I need to know if I gotta fix it. And I check the cameras every night. You saw me. I was watching cameras for like 2 hours before bed every night we go to bed. So I'm like, please, just this once, please.
And then tonight they're like, yeah, we're gonna turn it on for like, they were doing it for like what, an hour?
A while, yeah. Through a lot of our reading. And before that, look at her. What is this? Of course, when we're ready to go to bed, she's going to be absolutely ready to just terrorize us. I love when it gets to a point when we go to bed with her that if we plop her down where Nova sleeps, because Nova sleeps above my head. So now my feet up to the middle of my shin dangle off the bed every night because the both of them are now sleeping in that spot right above my pillow. But I love like at the point where we're like, enough, and we put her into bed. She actually will eventually just lay there and allow Nova to like clean her and then they'll both fall asleep. So like we literally have to physically put her to bed sometimes. Yeah, you little terror. Menace to society. You're so stinking cute though. Don't let her deceive you. She will scale the walls without anything to help her with it.
And then she'll just be up there and be like, I don't know how to get down.
Yep. If you want to leave your own paranormal experiences, here is our email. It'll also be available in the description and also available, I think, in our link tree. If I'm a liar, sorry about that, but it will be available here on the screen. It'll be available in the description. If you want to give us your own paranormal stories so we can start reading them out loud on the podcast, we will be more than welcome to. Just please be mindful of people's real names. Use nicknames, use letters, use numbers, whatever you want to do. Just be respectful of people's government names, okay? Because not everybody wants to get their business out there. So that's the only thing we ask, is just to be respectable of that. So yeah. Send us an email. We will read your stuff out loud. I want to do a podcast where we got like a handful of them.
That'd be really fun.
I think we're going to call it. It is now for us just about to be 3 a.m., the witching hour. And we did take a big fat nap before the podcast, but we have plans for tomorrow, so we have to make ourselves try to sleep. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.
What was on the clock? Clocking out.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That was clever. Do that again.
What was on the clock? Clocking out.
Yeah. That was nice. Okay.